What's going on, you guys? My name is Waleed. So this video is going to show you so much. It's almost like a full masterclass on shooting makeup with one light and a unique light modifier that a lot of photographers do not use. You're going to watch me struggle with what kind of lights I'm going to pick, which lens I'm going to go with, making sure that it's perfect. I'm revealing all of that for you. You're going to watch me direct the model and you're going to learn a whole bunch. You're going to watch me talk to Cassie, my makeup and hairstylist. Learn so much. You're going to watch me build art department that cost me $3. It's simplicity. That's all that's needed. This look right here was a hybrid of what I really wanted to shoot originally. I couldn't get it and I wasn't happy with what the camera was seeing. This is a hybrid of that and I'm actually happy that it happened. So you're going to learn so much as a photographer. At the end, you're going to get these pictures, there's a whole bunch of them, and you're going to get the recipes, the camera recipes, the settings that I use so that you can further learn. Finally, I'm going to show you guys as a photographer how you can expand your horizon and how you can charge more. That's what you want to learn also by offering video. You're going to become a much better photographer because of this. This video is broken off into 5 sections. It is setting up the camera, setting up for the photo shoot. Number 2, figuring out the lighting and figuring out the makeup. When my lighting changes, guess what? The makeup also has to change. Number 3, or section 3, is going to be about making a very simple concept work in your favor. Number 4 is going to be about shooting and directing the models. And then, as I told you, number 5, I'm going to show you guys the final photographs so you actually get to see the final lenses and the final camera settings that I used. Okay, you're going to learn a whole bunch. Let's get started right now. Okay, so section 1, I'm shooting at FD Studios. They're in New York, they're in Los Angeles, they're in Chicago. It's a great studio that I rent out from often. So I'm going there, and I always try to go there early and get there ahead. I have to be the first one as a photographer and just set up and look at everything and see what problems which may come up. Then your team, then the model, and then if you have a client, then the client, in that order. Do not be like me in this case. You're supposed to have a good hearty breakfast, some coffee, water, fruit, like just good food, not McDonald's. I did. It actually made me feel so sluggish at the end of the day, but don't do this, but I wanted to admit, like, hey, I ate McDonald's. Let's talk about my camera gear. I am using a 2470 by Tokina. They were kind enough to give it to me. I'm looking at an 85, and I'm also playing with my 70 to 200, but I got to figure out what works, because for this look, she's looking through a very small triangular little thing where there's mirrors on the inside. So something has to fit that perfectly, and it's about trial and error. I do have a trigger from Neewer, which the studio just gives you, and that triggers the lights, and then a C-stand. That's all you need. So what you want to do as a photographer is you always want to discuss with your team what you're doing. In this case, Cassie brought some of her jewelry from her house. We're looking through that. We are looking at what's going to be too much, what's not going to be enough, and it's a lot of discussions back and forth. As a photographer, you are the boss. You are the director of the shoot. Now, within each department, within hair, within makeup, within wardrobe styling, you absolutely let people work their expertise. The ultimate final say is with you. You are the boss. You're the one that drives the creative. You're the one that's directing everybody. Okay, so understand that. Now, listen to them. They may give you some points. Consider it and then make a final decision. You have to make that decision. When the model came, Cierra, we actually saw her in a Justin Bieber music video. We loved her. We loved her energy. We loved her look. But the agency had not sent her the board. Now, when I got her from the agency, we always send a board. Like, this is the look. This is the lighting. This is the creative that we want. She hadn't seen it. Obviously, she has faith in us. Obviously, we have faith in ourselves. But one of the things that we do when we realize the model may not be on top of everything that is happening, what I do is I show them our Instagrams. And this, you can see Cassie and I like talking to her and saying, this is the work we've done. This is the kind of style we do. This is how we want to elevate our work. Give them something to hold on to so that they know what they're working with, they know what the previous work looks like, and at least gives them an idea. This also helps them become a better model so they can perform for you. Section 2, we are figuring out the lighting and the makeup. So again, as I'm figuring out the lighting, I'm giving Cassie notes like, hey, I think I'm going to use a beauty dish. Then I'll go back and I'm like, I think I want to do this. She has to be open to that, and she understands, or your makeup artist will understand that things are constantly changing. A lot of times, it's not going to change on their end. I might say, hey, the lighting is going to be very moody here, so don't put too much mascara because I don't want to lose the white of her eyes. Those small things make a big difference. So you want to always convey that message and say, hey, we're not there yet. You keep working on it. A lot of times, I'll work with my makeup and hair and I'll say, stall. We haven't figured it out yet. It's so common to question yourself and to realize things do not work and you have to adapt on the spot. And that's totally fine and it's totally professional and you should be open to that. And you're going to see me working with different umbrellas. You're going to see me getting kind of frustrated, moving the big V-flats over, moving the C-stand over and trying to figure out what is going to work. It's okay. I was a little extra frustrated on this day just because normally things work out a little bit better. But in this case, I was like, no, I want something that really reflects on that 70s scene. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking for modern, neon, ultra bright. I'm not looking for soft boxy vibes. I want unapologetic, moody. I want it to look like inside of a club in the 70s or actually late 70s, you know. Once I figured out, okay, we're going to do the honeycomb grid and it's going to be a light here. I got the lighting to about 80% to where I want to be. I kept bringing Cierra in and saying, can I get a quick test? Can I get a quick test? Because it has to be for her complexion, her facial shape, and it just has to work out. So I would get her from the makeup chair. She would come in, stand there. I'll shoot a couple shots. I'm like, cool, thank you. Go back to makeup, please. And this is how I worked through my day. Ultimately, I got one C-stand. I got an arm for the C-stand to really extend and hold that head of the light. I used one head, and then I used the cone that comes with it, and I put the honeycomb in front of it. That's it. Oh, actually, one more. I used the bounce. We are using some bounce, so if this light hits here, this is going to be super dark. I wanted to bounce a little bit on this side. That's the only thing. One light. I could have really done that in a garage. I could have done that in a parking lot. I could have done that anywhere. You see here is a 20% grid. What I love about it is that it takes the light, like I said earlier, it takes the light and it's very, very directional. It doesn't cause any flares on the outside. There's nothing to debate on the outside. It's just black. And so when we're shooting her like this, it lets all of this be black. This big black seamless obviously helps the cause too. And it also takes the shadows, and instead of causing a whiter shadow, everything is super contrasted. And so we're getting this really cool spotlight look on her face. Shadows are very heavy all around because it's that spotlight vibe, and the light is very intense. So it's this very moody, fashiony thing. Mirrors, which I consider my art department and my set. I was very inspired by Super 8 films, 16mm films, Studio 54 or 56, whatever studio that was, and all that. All the mirrors, all these old vintage images, these worn pictures, grain in a picture, all of that is what inspired me. How do I get that? You know what? I'm going to go to the dollar store. I'm going to pick up 3 mirrors that cost me $3. This setup is $3, $3.50 with tax. Okay, so here we go. All we have is a cheap mirror, and a cheap mirror, and a little bit of gaffing tape. And I put them together, and I'm shooting her through it. You don't need the most expensive camera. You just need your brain. People are hiring you because of your brain and your eye and what you see. So that's what this shoot ended up being. And that's why Cierra was such a perfect model for this. She just has this nostalgic look. I loved photographing her. We saw her in Justin Bieber music video. She popped out to me. We found her agency, and that's who I got for the shoot. And that's how I achieved my 70s Super 8 look. Remember, there's going to be a fashion film that goes with this. That's going to be in this video right here, but that's going to be linked for you at the end, so keep watching this. Section 4 is a big one. It's about directing the model. It's about directing hair and makeup. It's about you as a photographer taking charge and giving You're the conductor, you're the director. Why am I looking for another word? You're the director. And in this case, you're gonna see me. We had several other looks too, but I'm showing you in this video one look so you get a really good comprehensive view of it. You see me really talking to her. Now when I talk, it's a Middle Eastern thing, okay? So we talk like this and it sounds like you're fighting, but you're not. It's just me being really exact. And I tell her, hey, don't move your face too much. When you do, you are inside of a pyramid, I lose an eye or a lip or something. So this is that pyramid shot inside of it. You're gonna see all the pictures at the end, so hold on to the end. You see me talking to her. That's so important. You can't expect the model to guess what you are seeing behind your camera. You just cannot. It's unreasonable. So you have to give them what they look like. In a bigger production, we'll have a monitor and they can see it. In this case, I show her the back of the camera. So you see me looking at the back of the camera and I'll say, don't do this. It doesn't look good because. And I'll say, do more of this. It looks so good because. It's important. They are not magicians. They are people that just won the genetic lottery, but they're great people and they have to think about, how's my makeup? How's the lighting? What's the photographer saying? Am I sweating yet? Am I doing this? Do I have a double chin? Do I not? Do I have this? So there's so much that they have to think about that you have to give them exact directions. And the amount of times I've worked with models that they're like, Waleed, you give such exact directions. I wish more photographers did that because they're like, just give me sexy. And you're like, what the hell is sexy? Like, sexy is different to different people. Or give me angry. Well, is it here? Is it like this? Like, what is angry? So you have to give them examples, and then they know how to react to them. So remember I told you guys a couple minutes ago that I set up the lighting about 80%. Once I figure out the lighting about 80% of the way, hair and makeup is done, then I bring the model in and we put her in position. From there, based on any changes that may have happened in glam or my ideas up here, I'm going to adjust a little bit more. One of the things that I had really a hard time with was, okay, I want a certain look that this grid gives. So I want to have her stand on this. The problem is we got this shelf. And so everything, even the mirrors. So when the light hits, this creates a big, big shadow on her. So now what I've asked for is a long arm on the C-stand. And this arm helps me extend this light all the way out. So now I can shoot and my head isn't blocking the light. So a lot of times the light was right behind me and my head was causing a shadow and I'm trying to get in here. It was a mess. So now I'm going to have her here. This light comes directly at her, very, very moody. I'm gonna find the exact angle and then I can shoot directly into it. And the only thing that I'm going to do here is, if you look at the pink setting right here, the pink frame, this creates a big line. So what I will do, I'd rather have a black line and I'll just use some tape instead of pink. That's where you make the decision to go, okay, just stand here. Let's move the light around. And I actually ended up extending that arm and I put the light right here at the side, coming down so that it wouldn't hit the mirrors that cause a shadow, and it completely avoided me. So it's very common to do your final 10, 15, 20% of adjustments once the model is on set, because some things have changed and it's common to do that. And you're like, I want to add a bounce, or I don't, or whatever you want to do. The step after that is I shoot some test images. Now, shooting test images isn't just for the model, isn't just for the photographer. It's for the makeup. Because what I will say is, Cassie, that's her name in this case, look at the eyes. I'm getting this. I'm not happy with this part right here. It does not matter whatsoever what my makeup artist sees with her eyes. Does not matter. Does not matter what I see with my eyes. The only thing that matters is what the camera lens sees, because then that is what the world sees, okay? So you want to do a few test shots and I'm like, she's too shiny right here. Or I want to get a little bit more powder, a little bit more blending of makeup. You got to be very explicit, and that's how you get the best hair, the best makeup, the best model, the best styling. You got to let them know what's going through your head. Nobody is a mind reader. So you might see Cassie sometimes on the behind the scenes of the videos holding the reflector. Sometimes I want her to do it. Sometimes I don't. It's okay to move it around. Sometimes I ask the model, hey, turn to the side. Now the lighting is hitting her a different way, and I might want to bounce right here. It's about being very fluid and seeing what works and what doesn't work and trying new things. When you do a test shoot, which is what this was, that means it's building our books. It has to benefit us first. That's a real test shoot. When you do like a test shoot, you don't have the budget to bring a lot of people in. So I asked my makeup artist, and hey, can you also hold a reflector? You ask people, all hands on deck, and everybody has to help you. If they don't want to do that, if you get a makeup artist that's like, oh, I don't do that, you're like, okay, boom, you're out. Sorry, all hands on deck. If I need to do something for them, I will do something for them. That's how you got to run a set. Get out, like push them through till you find yourself the right team. It's not a charity, this is a business, and I want to help you build a career. By the way, if you guys want to build more on your photography career, click subscribe, hit the little bell. I mean, every week these videos are going to help you out so much. Alright guys, so you just watched a very detailed video. I really hope that it helped you guys out a lot. I want to give you guys more behind the scenes access to all my photo shoots, whether it's a new model, an established model, a celebrity, a magazine, a commercial client. You want to click subscribe because this is going to be your access to being a fly on the wall and watching me work. I do love helping photographers. As I give you the final few notes, the pictures are going to start playing right here of what I shot and what camera settings I use and which lenses I used, as I promised you. If you want to learn more about photography, you want to learn how to do better lighting, better retouching, better running your business, marketing your business, how to charge, how to make money, those are the two main things I do in this channel. I help photographers make money, and I help photographers take better pictures. So definitely click subscribe here, hit the little bell. If you want some free photographer gifts from me, get your photographer's survival package. I got that for you too. That link is in the description. It's going to help you guys out so much. And then finally, watch this video right here. This is how you're going to take every single photo shoot with about 20% more effort. Give your client something more than they ever expected and make more money than you ever expected. So watch this video. It's a lot shorter, trust. It's going to help you guys out a lot. So definitely watch this video, click subscribe, hit the bell. If you have questions for me on any part of this video, I read all my comments and I answer all my comments, as you guys can see, and I'll put those down there too. All right, guys, my name is Walid Azami. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week with a new video.